Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Gautam, and today I have a very interesting video for you guys. Today I have the MG ZS EV. So it's the first time I'm driving an electric vehicle, so it should be very interesting. This was just launched in 2020, and today I'm going to be doing a full review. I'm going to be showing you the exteriors, the interiors, and doing a POV drive for you. So stick around, and I hope you enjoy today's video. Please do like and subscribe to the channel if you do. So guys, this is the MG ZS EV. This is the key. It looks pretty similar to the Hector, but I like how it looks with the red accents at the back. And this is the car. To give you a brief overview about this car has a 44.5 kilowatt hour battery and has a range of 340 kilometers. That is rated by ARAI. Now the motors produce 140 bhp, and what's interesting is that this power is available from zero. So a conventional IC engine would take some time for the power to kick in, and you have the power curves. But with an EV, the interesting fact is you get 100% of the torque at the start from zero. So that's pretty cool, and it's very exciting when you're driving this car. Now when you talk about the design of this car, it's a mid-size SUV, and it's in direct competition with the Hyundai Kona, which is also another EV available on the market. The front looks nice. I feel the grille is picked up. The design elements are similar to the AMG or the Mercedes-Benz grille, and the MG badging is right in the center, which is also, interestingly, the charging port. If you open this up, that's the charging port right here. Now you can close this, and the green number plate indicates it's an EV. Now when you move to the side of the car, there's this huge badging saying electric, so you clearly can tell the difference between a conventional SUV and this electric ZS EV. The rims are 17-inch alloys, which look completely fine on this size car. On the Hector, it looked a little small, but this profile of this car is a little smaller, so the 17-inch alloys actually fit very well on this car. When you come to the back, of course, they have the internet inside badging, which indicates that this has a SIM card in it and the connected services of the MG. And of course, the ZS EV badging. I would say the taillights remind me of the Hyundai Creta, but let me know down in the comments what you think. When we look at the boot, you see there's no button, but when you turn this, the boot opens. The boot is fairly large. It's 359 liters of boot space, and of course you can fold down the rear seats for extra space if you would prefer. When we get to the inside of the car, this is the exclusive variant. There are two, which is the Excite and the Exclusive. The exclusive variant has nice features, and the interiors are much better as leather finishes. The seats are leather. The interiors are leather, which I think is very premium for this price range. I love how this gear knob has been designed, and it's got knurling on the sides, so it's easy to rotate. But of course, it's not a conventional gear lever, so it takes some time to get used to. There's a lot of storage space in the car. Funnily, under the bonnet, there's not enough space. Considering this is an EV, there should have been more bonnet space under the bonnet and at the back, so you get extra boot space, but MG hasn't designed the car in this way. A lot of parts are actually from Volkswagen, as MG has a tie-up with Volkswagen, so the AC vents, the steering wheel buttons, and lots of other small parts are actually picked up from Volkswagen directly. So now when we get to the infotainment system, this is known as the iSmart 2.0, which is similar to the Hector, but this screen is 8 inches and this is the aircon. So here, interestingly enough, you don't get a temperature setting. It's just like a manual which is cold and hot. So when you use the MG voice command, you can't tell MG to set a certain temperature, as there is no setting of temperature. But overall, I feel that the interiors are very premium for this price range. Of course, there are a few plastics here and there, and when you're driving, you hear the sound of these plastic parts, which I'll show you when I drive this car. And there's, of course, the storage space beneath here also. You can put your phone to charge. Shout out to Greenshot for lending me this car so I can do a full review for you guys. Please check them out through the link in the bio. They do very interesting stuff when it comes to solar energy. And now I think it's time we go for a drive. So, welcome to the driver's seat of the ZS EV. First of all, to start this car, there's a start-stop button here. So you just press that. You press hard on the brake and the car's on. Now there's no engine noise, so it takes a little time to get used to. But something which I found immediately weird is, so I have some bags on the back seat and it's already sensing that someone's sitting there. So it's telling me that the seat belts are not fastened. So that's kind of weird. There should be like a different setting of weight or something. These are the basic controls of the car right here. It's like what they use in Jaguar. It's a similar design. So if you press this button, you park. If you turn the knob, you switch between reverse, neutral and drive. That's all. Now there are no gears, there's no transmission as it's an EV. All the batteries are basically under the car, right below. So this car has a low center of gravity. Now there are different modes. So if suppose I press this down, you can see right here it's gone into eco mode. There's normal and there's sport. Now this KERS is the kinetic energy recovery system. So it's basically when you're driving and you let go of the accelerator, the car brakes for you, but it uses the motors to brake, so it regens the battery. So you have different settings up to 3 levels, and this is when you just tap this, it tells you how much battery is left. So I have about 202 kilometers. The owner of this car told me that this car can easily do about 300 kilometers on a full charge. So that's good news. And off we go. Immediately you can feel the difference in throttle response. The car puts in much more power and the throttle is much more sensitive. The cabin feels pretty quiet. Not too much of the outside noise seeps into the cabin. What I like about this car is the suspension is quite stiff. The car is quite heavy, so a stiff suspension makes sense, and the car corners well due to that fact. But on the other hand, when you go over bumps, you feel each and every bump, and a lot of mechanical noise comes from the suspension when you hit a bump. Also, on the other hand, these plastic parts make a lot of noise in the car. So, like a little crackly noise like this. Now this curse is set on level 1 currently, which is okay, not too bad, you don't even feel it. But as you set it on level 2, you really feel like something is pulling you back, especially when you let go of the accelerator. And on level 3, it's quite a bit. It's like light braking in a way. So if I let go, you can see that the speed is reducing. So you don't even really need to brake if you have it on level 3, but it takes a little time to get used to it. A great thing about this car is there is no transmission. It's just one gear in a way. So it's just drive. So when you're accelerating and you want to go quite fast, you don't have those gaps of gearing up or even gearing down. So suppose I'm at 60 and I just want to kick down, it just kicks down and wow, there's a lot of torque. So the torque is always available, which is amazing. It's a great feeling. Definitely a different experience driving an electric car. This also comes with cruise control. So if you just pull this little stick back, it's ready. So I can set it at whatever speed I want. So cruise is set. If I push up the knob, the speed increases, the speed set. One little problem in cruise control is that when you're using the cruise control, it doesn't charge the battery, as it doesn't use the curse system while we use cruise control. So as you can see, the dial is always up. It's not going into reverse and charging the battery. So it's kind of always using your battery and not decelerating. Personally, I prefer the curse system to be in level 2 because it's alright and it's manageable. As in level 3, it becomes a little too much. You can feel the car brake. So suppose you're in sport and you put curse on level 3, it's like you accelerate and you get all the power you require, but when you leave the accelerator, it's like you're braking. So it's a little irritating. I think curse in level 2 and drive mode as normal is perfect and ideal for cruising. When it comes to the range, it's perfect for city driving, this car. You can do a few outstation trips, but you need to just be careful and charge your battery to full before you leave. So that's about it. See you again. So that was it, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. The car is very, very interesting. It's a first for India, and there are very few EVs right now. And this is a mid-size SUV, which is an EV. It's got a good enough range, 300 kilometers. It's good for in-city driving and a few outstation trips. So I hope you enjoyed today's video and see you in the next one.